Before we begin, it's good to see everybody here, and especially FFA. Good to have you this evening. So before we begin, Ms. Webb, would you like to say a prayer, please?
I would love to. If you would like to bow your heads with me, please. Lord, thank you for this day, and thank you for allowing us to be here, and thank you for allowing us to serve the children of this community. And as we go through this meeting tonight, Lord, we ask that you help us make wise decisions, have good, productive conversations, and may our decisions be what best serve the students of Lawrence County Schools. Thank you for everything that you've given us, and thank you most for your son, Jesus. Amen.
The September 15, 2025 regular meeting of the Lawrence County Board of Education is called to order. Our mission is all in for building relationships to personalized learning that inspires, challenges, and equips each student to dream, to persist, and to succeed. Would you stand for the pledge, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on the agenda is to adopt the agenda. And we need a motion to do that. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No changes.
Okay, no changes. Is
I'll
there
make a motion.
Carmen makes a motion. Second?
I'll second.
Madeline seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda, student staff presentations and recognitions. Ms. Webb.
First, Mr. Chairman, we do have a moment of remembrance. We try to do this each time we learn of a former staff member who has passed. Tonight, I'd just like to take a few moments to honor Miss Gabrielle Hutchinson. Gabrielle Hutchinson, age 74, of Louisa, passed away at her home, surrounded by family, on August 28th after a long health battle. Gobby, as she was known to all, was survived by her husband of 54 years, Doug Hutchinson, their 3 children, Brent Hutchinson and Gwen Hutchinson, Brian Hutchinson and his wife Elizabeth, Karen McCreary and her husband Chad, as well as their 6 grandchildren, Adam and Miles Hutchinson, Benjamin and Sarah Hutchinson, and great-granddaughter Sophia and Riley Hutchinson and his fiancee Lauren Alexander, as well as Emily and Aubrey McCreary. Her stepfather Don Tolliver of Whitesburg and siblings Randy Tolliver, Vera Steffens, and Peter Weth, as well as a host of extended family and friends, also mourn her passing. Gabi was born in Mitzflin, Bavaria, West Germany, to the late Adolf Weth and Collie Rimland Tolliver. She was raised in her mother's family's village of Udorf until coming to the United States in the mid-1950s, when her mother married Don Tolliver. Gabi grew up in Knott County and later moved to Letcher and graduated from Whitesburg High School, all while becoming a graduate of Morehead State, and was the first in her family to attend and graduate from college. She became a naturalized U.S. citizen in 1985. She retired after a long career in teaching from Lawrence County Schools in 2001. Of utmost importance to Ms. Hutchinson was to be a friend to everyone, step forward in life, show kindness and compassion, with a frank but gentle approach to love and guide family and students alike. Ms. Gabi Hutchinson. Would anybody like to share a memory of Ms. Hutchinson? Well, I will. She was my freshman PE teacher, and she was a very kind person, and I remember her well. I came here as a brand new student to Lawrence County High School, and I didn't know anyone. And that kindness they mentioned right there, that is true. She showed kindness to a very shy 14-year-old girl, and I appreciate it.
I never did work with Gabi, but my girls had her in high school, and they loved her. And this, of course, Karen played ball with Melissa, so, you know, we were friends from all that.
I had her in 8th grade. She was at the middle school then, and she taught like some kind of, almost like a home ec class at that point down there. But we learned a lot, just had, respect for them.
Absolutely.
And I had her as a PE teacher and a yearbook, she did yearbook staff as well. So I had to have her for both of those, plus she's family, so, so she'll be greatly missed.
Anyone else? Mr. Chairman, next on the presentations and recognitions. We had mentioned this to you a couple times, but we have them actually here with us tonight. And that is the ladies from our food service department who took part in summer feeding, and we'd like to take just a few minutes to honor them. Just to talk a little bit about them first before we have them come up. This past summer, we did summer feed. And ladies, refresh our memories, how many meals were served? Or packets of meals?
About 30,000.
So a little over 30,000 meals. Feeding sites were here at the high school, at Blaine, and at Fallsburg. And they did that for 6 weeks, am I correct?
Yes.
So students and families could come and pick up a week's worth of meals each time, and it let them use that at their homes. And that's 30-some thousand meals that kids got that they might not have otherwise gotten. So I just wanted to make sure we took the time this evening to say thanks to these ladies personally.
Thank
So,
you.
ladies, we do have a certificate for each of you. And when I say your names, if I can get you to come up, and then we'll take a picture all together, okay?
And I'll say, as you're getting ready, that I witnessed at the high school the very first day. Oh my goodness, who worked at the high school? Bless your hearts. That's all I can say. The sweat was rolling, but they didn't stop. They were sunburnt. Oh my goodness, the line was so long, but thank you so much for our kids that got to eat food during the summer that wouldn't have had it otherwise if y'all hadn't have worked. So I do appreciate all of y'all for that.
All of you stand up.
So we're going to start with the ladies that worked at the high school, and we'll have Miss Melanie Zirkle. Miss Carolyn Cottle. Miss Renessa Pigman. Miss Kim Cantrell. We have one for her. Miss Laura Epling. Miss Shonda Vance. Our Fallsburg site, Miss Amy Wolford. Miss Gail Stevens. Miss Kathy Levering. Miss Elizabeth Berry. Our Blaine site was Miss Olivine Keaton.
Miss Shirley May, Miss Pam Childers, and Miss Tina Osborne. All right. We do have certificates for all of those ladies as well. And then at the district level, our food service director, Kyla Farley. Assistant director, Rita Hammond.
Everybody wants to smile, big smiles. Ready, 1, 2, 3, cheese.
And I wanna say something else. Their shirts say, best cafeteria crew ever. It's the truth. Let me tell you a story about a little boy that I babysat for that went to kindergarten. And he went to kindergarten at the West. And his mama packed him lunch every day. Come to find out, he was packing his lunch and eating school lunch. And she said, but I pack your lunch. He's like, but that food's so good, Mama. So he started eating his lunch. She didn't have to pack his lunch anymore. Thank you all for everything you
Ladies,
do.
thank you all so much.
Yeah, thank you.
And then the next presentation and recognition I'd like to do, this week in Kentucky, September 15th through the 19th, has been declared as Agriculture Education Week. So we are also celebrating that here in Lawrence County Schools. So we have our FFA club under the direction of Miss Melissa Blackburn here with us tonight to talk about what's going on in Ag Ed Week.
So last year, they had it in the spring, and so this Ag Ed Week is a little bit different than FFA Week. So last year it was in March. It was right after we had already done FFA Week, so it was kind of like a double. We'd already kind of been to the schools. Actually, we didn't have school that week, so we kind of combined the two. But this year they made it in the fall. So the Kentucky Department of Agriculture and Dr. Fletcher teamed together. So Jonathan Shell and Jacqueline, they teamed together, and so they want us to support Ag Ed in all the schools. And so this year last year we wanted to, but where it was in the spring and in March, we never know what the weather's gonna be like, so we couldn't really, we went to the schools instead. But this year where it's in September, we wanted to team with our community partners. And so the girls are gonna tell you a little bit about how we've expanded our program this year, to include some other, so I know, some of our cafeteria workers and, others, we're really gonna need, to thank them because they've really been supportive of us trying to expand and share these. We've got 30 different booths set up, and so they're going to talk about that and how the rotation's going to go and some of the activities that they have going on.
All right, so as she said, this year we're gonna have 30, but last year we only had like 12, so it's definitely a big upgrade. And we're gonna have fire safety, and we're gonna have the fire department come out. And one of the coolest stations, I think, is the cow milking station, because I had it whenever they did the Ag Days, whenever I was in elementary school, and we haven't done that throughout the years, and I get to do that station this year, so that's pretty cool. And we actually made the cow today, so it looks pretty good, thanks to Emily, she painted it. And let's see.
Oh, so it's not a real cow?
That's
No,
what I
it's
was
not
gonna
real cow,
ask.
It's made out of wood, but we're gonna have like the udders, and they're gonna get to learn how to milk a cow,
Okay.
and I think that's gonna be pretty
Yeah.
cool. And some other stations, we have ATV, safety, foods, like plants that are in animal feed, what other stations?
Horse saddling.
Yeah, horse saddling,
Like how to take care of plants.
how to take care of plants. There's 30 different stations, and so they're gonna get a wide variety of the ag program and what we do in agriculture other than animals.
But they're also going to get the animals because
Yeah,
we
they love the animals.
to kids, that's how we.
That's how we bring them in as the animals.
We're also gonna teach them safety around the animals and like care on the animals if they get hurt.
So, and we've teamed up with like the extension office, they're gonna come in, the health department, and so there's a lot of different booths. So like one of the, booths is about chickens, and next week, of course, is our chicken processing and, farm to table dinner. So, But the difference in like meat chickens and egg laying chickens and just different, so my students they're like in groups of 3 or 2 to 3. And so these 3 are gonna teach about the chickens and the different types of chickens, and then they, all about egg laying and different stuff like that, because, you know, like, I would ask them, even my students in high school, like, how many eggs does a chicken lay a day? And they're like, 6, 10, I don't know, 3, just 1. And that's it, it's like 26 hours, so you're lucky you get 1 a day.
I didn't even know that, and I'm 62 years old.
And that's one of the things, and then we've, of course, collected eggs at the high school at our egg layers out here, and so they'll get to see those, and then the end of it, they do the chicken dance. So, and some of them are like that, and they read a book, and so there's like the rabbit book that they read to them, and then they talk to them about rabbits, and then they get to pet the rabbit. So a lot of the activities have like multiple things going on in the station, because, so on Tuesday, we're doing preschool through 2nd grade, or 1st grade, and then 2nd through 5th, which, because we did it according to the schools, probably next year, I would probably put the 2nd grade with the other ones to kind of break it up some, so that there's not so many at a time, but we'll, so we did it because the schools, but, we're so excited to have them all at the fairgrounds and, like, get to do the activities. So there's like an obstacle course, there's like derby, where they ride
Relay races.
Yeah, the relay races, so, just different, like,
Tractor
hands-on,
safety.
yeah.
Um, animal care, and so we're gonna bring a puppy, and they're gonna need to learn. So I know most of the little kids have like dogs or cats, so they're gonna need to learn animal care so they can take care of it at their house.
Y'all have had a phenomenal weather week as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
So we, actually applied, or we got a grant that was like $2,500 to help us with transportation costs and the cost of like construction of the cow and that kind of stuff, so.
I'm really excited to see this cow.
Yep. It's like so what they did was they took 2 feed buckets and they used like the nipples that you would put on like a bottle for a calf. And so they're drilled into the bucket. So each kid, like, so those 2 kids can like race to see who can milk the fastest or get their like little calf up to a certain amount.
So tell us your schedule.
Katie, I'll race you.
You win.
So it starts our first bus leave like at 8:45 from the west, and of course Blaine and Fallsburg, they don't leave at the same time, but they rotate through a station every 10 minutes, and so then they have 2 of them for lunches because of the time that lunches have to be, so 2 stations take up the lunchtime. But the scheduling probably has been
The stressfulest
part.
That's
So you've gotten a taste of what our transportation department does with schedule. It's a little taste.
Yeah, it's a lot,
Yeah.
making all those schedules. And also, we're super blessed to have one of our FFA, state officers come out and help with, tomorrow, and he's also coming to our farm to table dinner.
Awesome. Any questions for our ladies from FFA?
What day are you gonna be at Blaine?
Blaine they'll be coming,
They're coming here?
Yeah.
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 They go to the
We-
fair-
yeah,
everybody goes to the
they're
fairgrounds.
coming here,
Okay.
so, to the fairgrounds, so.
Okay.
Now, we'll still go like in February like we would normally for FFA week and for recruitment and stuff. But, we wanted to have something at the facility for like everybody to be able to come, because everybody likes a field trip.
Yeah.
So my kids love field trips, so
Yeah.
we wanted to give that experience to other kids.
Because every kid gets to go to every station.
Yeah,
Every kid will get a
gets
chance to go to every station.
That's right.
Yeah, it is.
Any other questions? Excited for you all, and thank you for being here tonight and sharing a little bit, and we'll try to get out there and see you tomorrow.
Next item on the agenda is communications as well.
Just a few items, Mr. Chairman, just to kind of update you on the work I've been doing. The first one is titled Community and Stakeholder Engagement. Just an update, this past month has been pretty busy in regards to community events. Of course, we had September Fest. As a member of Rotary, I participated in the different events around the September Fest booth, and I attend the regular Rotary meetings. Also been heavily involved in getting word out to the community about the upgrades, proposed upgrades on our facilities. On the athletic and extracurricular support, item 4A2, one of the things that you all charged me with when I became superintendent was being very visible. And I try to still set my schedule up to where I'm at things most nights during the week and on the weekends as well. I've been able so far this year to attend girls and boys soccer, volleyball, high school football, as well as middle school football and girls basketball. Haven't made it to an elementary game yet, but I'm going to try my best to get to one of those coming up soon. There's a lot of things going on extracurricular-wise across our district.
David DeSario's son played soccer and broke his collarbone.
He had surgery
He had
today.
surgery today, so they said it was successful.
I had heard it went well. Also, 4A3, the comprehensive district-wide communication and strategic planning. Again, a significant focus for me and for the board office this past month has been communicating information about the tax rates and facility plans. I've met directly with all school staffs that wanted to come in optionally to hear the presentation because I wanted to ensure transparency. That full presentation with audio is now available on our Foothills channel, our social media, and our website. I've also written articles for the local newspapers explaining the reasoning behind the rate increase and the planned use of those funds. As far as 4A4, leadership and staff development, just a part of our ongoing commitment to professional growth. I'm in the process of meeting with every administrator in the district as they craft their professional growth plan for the year. I'm about halfway through those. I've met with most of central office staff, starting with principals this week. Also, I completed what would best be termed rounding interviews at the beginning of the year with all principals, just to check in on where they feel they need more supports, what's going well, what needs to be focused on. And then my last item, the school visits and DMAT meeting. I still try to be very intentional at starting each of my days at a school unless I have a meeting that requires me to be away. And we've also started our monthly district manager and principal meetings. We had meeting 1 back in mid-August. We are scheduled for meeting 2 of that coming up on Thursday. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Next item on the agenda is public comments. Do we have any public comments this evening? Seeing none, we'll move forward. Next item on the agenda is student learning and support services. 5A, approve the minutes of the August 18, 2025 regular meeting, the minutes of the August 28, 2025 tax levy hearing, and the minutes of the 2025 special called meeting. Those are in your packet, and you've had a chance to look at those. Do we have any questions or comments on those? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Susan makes a motion. I have a second.
I'll second.
Barb seconds. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Next is 5B is finance. 5B1 is to approve the claims and orders of the treasurer. Ms. Whitney, you have any comments?
Yes, just a few things, Mr. Chairman. If you look at warrant 091525, just a few things in there I wanted to clarify in case you had any questions. On the very first list page, it'd be page 2 of the report. About halfway down, you will see Hall Clark Insurance Agency. That is our district insurance coverage. Traditionally, we have paid that as one lump sum in August. We are doing that quarterly this year, so you will see a lesser amount, and that is why. That is a quarterly payment, and this is actually the second quarter. We did July, and now September. And then at the bottom of page 2 as well, the Leonard Holdings, that is a bed liner for our mechanic truck. On additional pages, let's see. If you look at 09152E, the first items you will see in there, very top of page 2, are for Evron. When Ms. Atkins and I talked about it, I noticed it was a higher amount than usual. That is for 2 months of service for our fire extinguisher inspections and changeouts. Normally it is billed a month at a time, but that is 2 months. So I wanted to make sure I noted that. That's all I had, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments on the claims and orders? Have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Madam makes a motion. Have a second?
I'll second.
Bob seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. 5B2 is approve the monthly financial report. Finance Officer Brandy Peters.
In your package, you'll find the August, beginning balance for August is $6,245,258. We have total revenue of $1,843,007. Expenditures total $2,264,628. Fund 1 cash balance is $1,645,509. And we ended the month of August at $6,094,976.
Other questions or comments? Ms. Webb, you have comments?
No comments, Mr. Chairman.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Connie makes a motion. Have a second?
I'll second.
Susie seconds. Including in the report or the items provided in the packet, the bank reconciliation reports and the munis balance sheets of the monthly reports are also there. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Five B two C is financial update. Set working budget, special meeting prior to September the 30th. I think we have all agreed, Ms. Webb, that Tuesday would be a good day.
So that would be the 23rd.
Yes.
What time, Mr. Chairman?
6.
So September 23rd, 6 o'clock,
At the library, right here.
same place. Okay.
Five C, annual financial report, fiscal year 2024-25. 5C1, approved to accept the 2024-25 annual financial auditor reports presented by Darrell Blair, CPA Willis and Company.
Mr. Moore?
My name is Darrell Blair. I'm here to present the audit of the Lawrence County School District for the year ending June 30th, 2025. You guys, you have your audit report in front of you. As far as a couple pages over, you have your independent auditor's report itself. We have audited the company financial statements of the governmental activities, the business type activities, each major fund, and the aggregate remaining fund information of Lawrence County School District as of and for the year ending June 30th, 2025. Second paragraph, in our opinion, the financial statements referred to present fairly in all material respects the respective financial position of the governmental activities, the business type activities, each major fund, and the aggregate remaining fund information of Lawrence County School District as of June 30th, 2025. If you guys would, turn over to page number 4. This here is your management's discussion and analysis. Kind of tells what your financial highlights for the district during the year were. First, the ending cash balance for the district was $5,313,976. $993 in 2024, and $6,188,534 in 2025. This is an increase of $874,541. Much of this difference can be explained by the increase in state funding and property taxes. Second, from 2025 to 2024, total general fund revenue decreased by 6.4%. Revenue from the state increased by 4.8%. Revenue from federal sources decreased by 32.9%. Revenues from investments decreased by 30%. Revenues from property taxes increased by 19.8%. Third, among your major funds, the general fund had about $25.4 million in revenue and about $25.8 million in expenditures. Then fifth down, during the fiscal year, the district purchased 2 new school buses. And then on the bonds, looks like the overall debt decreased by $1,135,379 during the current fiscal year, while issuing a $1,780,000 bond with the interest rate ranging from 3.55% to 4.16% for construction. If you guys would, turn over to page number 8. This here is your statement of net positions. First column is your governmental activities. The second column is business type activities, which is food service. Then you have your totals for the year. Cash equivalents total for the year, $6,184,534. With investments, $2,186,456. Inventory, $32,278. Accounts receivable, taxes current, $45,252. Taxes delinquent, $22,683. Accounts receivable in general, $8,113. Intergovernmental state, $114,301. Intergovernmental indirect federal, $353,599. For total current assets, $8,947,216. Then we have total non-current assets, $37,128,028. Then we're going to skip down to liabilities. The amounts that's due within 1 year, we have accounts payable, $582,823. We have payroll liabilities, $371,556. Unearned revenue, $1,158,533. Current portion of bonds, $952,638. Current portion of finance purchase right to use obligation, $222,884. And interest payable, $131,216. For total current liabilities, $3,419,650. And again, that's what's actually due within 1 year. Then you have your non-current liabilities. Non-current portion of your finance purchase right to use obligation, $889,648. Non-current portion of bonds, $8,360,244. And then non-current portion of accrued sick leave, $82,409. I'm not going to hit on the pension or the OPEB because that's really not your guys' expense, but they make you book it anyways. So, if you guys would, turn over to page number 10. This here is your balance sheet for the governmental funds as of June 30th, 2025. I'll be going over your general fund because all your other funds is pretty much restricted for a specific purpose. Cash, $1,499,721. Accounts receivable, taxes current, $45,252. Taxes delinquent, $22,683. Accounts receivable in general, $6,113. For total assets, $1,573,769. Then under liabilities, your current portion, $410,086. Then under fund balance, we have restricted for sick leave payable, $82,409. Then we have unassigned fund balance, $1,081,274. Now that number right there is what you really got to work with, so at your discretion. If you would turn over to page number 12. This here is your statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balances for the year ending June 30th, 2025. General fund total revenues, $25,411,897. Total expenditures, $25,818,708, for a deficit of revenues over expenditures, $406,811. Then we have other financing sources where you transferred money in and transferred money out for a net $532,634, which gives us overall net change in fund balance, $125,823. That's what you operated the year in the black, so that's pretty good. As far as findings, I did put 3 findings in your report this year. If you would turn over to page number 85. This year, as far as about 3/4 way down of page, 2025-001, accounting errors. This is a repeat finding from the prior year. Condition, numerous audit adjustments had to be made to correct the annual financial report, in which I pretty much outlined on your legal sheet that I gave you as far as my discrepancies. Views of planned officials and planned corrective actions. Checks and balances are going to be put into place, and we will review all accounts and make sure they reconcile back to known balances effective October 20th, 2025. And as far as the last page of the audit report, page number 93. This here's your management letter comments continued. First one, 25-1, fundraiser worksheets. This is a repeat from the prior year as well. Condition, we discovered that fundraiser worksheets are not being completed with each fundraiser at Louisa East and Fallsburg Elementary. Views of responsible officials and plan corrective actions. Principals will be made aware of this form and will be required to use them on all fundraisers effective immediately. Also, additional training will be held to assist bookkeepers on how to properly fill out these red book forms. And then second, checks failed to have 2 signatures. Condition, found checks with only 1 signature that cleared the bank at Fallsburg Elementary, Lawrence County Middle School, and Lawrence County High School. Views of responsible officials and plan corrective actions. Principals will be made aware of this requirement and asked to comply effective immediately. Now, that being said, you guys have a copy of all of my findings that I actually had on the legal sheets. And if so, do you have any questions on anything?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
If you look back, 2021, we had not a bad year that year. There wasn't too much on your findings as such. We go to 2022, picked up quite a few of them. And then again on 24, we didn't have too bad of a year, although we had a couple that needed attention. But then we come back up to 2025 and it's numerous again. What's, in your judgment, what's causing these?
Well, I think it's like checks and balances. As far as you've got people doing jobs that are doing the work, but we're not having anybody really look over the work that they're doing. If they was looking over it, they'd see that you'd have things that was out of balance and not correct. So I think it's just what it is, just like some checks and balances. Of course, you'd have to discuss with your finance officer and the superintendent as far as what the real problem is. But that's just what I see from an auditor standpoint.
And of course, this is just you're pulling records and you're pulling certain ones, and so there could be more, there could be less.
Yeah, everything I do is based on a sample.
Yes.
So this is what I'm finding based on my sample. I don't look at 100% of everything.
Right.
If I did, I'd be here for a year.
Forever. I understand that.
You pulled, was it about 20%, 15 to 20?
Probably close.
20.
As far as at the schools, I can pretty much say I get probably 98% of the schools, as far as out at the elementary and the high schools. Because I design my testing to pretty much catch the problem areas. as far as, I may not really do a random sample. I choose, like when I look at my disbursements, I know pretty much where I'm gonna find stuff at, and that's what I look for, because I know where it's gonna be.
As a result of all the findings, nothing was out of order as far as financials go. All the money's in place.
The money's in place,
Deficiencies.
it's just the record keeping as far as
Record keeping.
yeah.
How can we better do our job?
Well, it's for the superintendent to put procedures in place to kind of develop ways to catch this stuff before it actually happens. And once it does happen, to catch it as well before I come in. As far as that's, because when they actually look, when I ask them to pull stuff for me, they know what I'm asking for, and they know what I'm gonna look for. If I look for, if I have to adjust your sick leave, I'm gonna look at the sick leave on your AFR, and I'm gonna ask them to pull me that report. So instead of just pulling me the report, they should have that report pulled before, because they know it's an automatic. They should go down that list to see if there's anything out on that list that stands out that shouldn't be there.
It's out of order.
Because that's what I want to do. So why not do it before I come and have it cleaned up?
I agree.
And just like the bank reconciliation, for example, it was out of balance. Your bank reconciliation has to match what's on the AFR as far as all your cash and bank accounts. So why not look at that bank reconciliation when you do it as of June 30th? When you print that AFR, go through and add your cash up. If it don't balance, you know you got a problem. Fix it. Don't wait for me to come in and say you've got this problem here, it don't balance. And they've got the numbers, so.
But we've had these problems before, and we've said, we need additional training, we need checks and balances, and we need this, that, and the other in order to correct these. And obviously, we still got a problem. Is there something else that we can do besides what you've alluded to?
Well, as I said, I mean, it's something that the superintendent needs to sit down with their employees and just have a talk and say, here's what I expect, and here's what I want, and just not leave it at that. Next month, pull some record and look at it as far as checking.
Okay.
Or have somebody to actually do it. I mean, the more eyes you've got on something, the more apt it's to be correct.
Are there other questions? Thank you.
Thank you guys. I mean, if you have any questions anytime during the year, feel free to call me. I mean, that's what I'm here for. And if they need me to come down and help them out with something, I don't care a bit too. So.
I do have one question.
Okay, go ahead.
So you send a list of what you need ahead of time, is that correct? Am I
Yes.
understanding that?
To have pulled before I come. That way, when I do come, everything's in order for me to start looking at.
Okay, so everybody's aware of what you're gonna be, okay. I
Correct.
wanna make sure that's, okay.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Are there other questions? I need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Madeline makes a motion, have a second.
I'll second.
Susie seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 5C2, approve to accept 2024-25 Lawrence County School District Audited Annual Financial Report, AFR, July 1, 2024 to June 30, 2025. Take a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Board makes a motion, have a second.
Second.
Garner seconds. Any questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. 5C3, approve Board of Education letter of confirmation of audit information for fiscal year 2024-25. Any comments?
No,
Okay.
this is just the annual,
Yes,
letter.
and the letter.
Yep.
Okay, have the motion.
I make a motion.
Madeline makes a motion, Susie seconds.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is 5D, consent agenda. There's
Just-
whole list of items here. Ms. Webb, you have
I
comments?
do have several I want to hit on this page. If you look at 5D2A, Lawrence County High School would like to purchase the following software licenses, and these are one-year licenses for students at the high school. You also see there on 5D2B, an agreement with Randy Lawson for reconditioning our wood floors that are across the district. And in parentheses, it tells you which schools have the wooden floors and the cost of reconditioning those. And then on 5D2C, you'll see a lease agreement with Hewlett Packard, and these are for Chromebooks. And this is a 4-year term. Mr. Burns, any info you want to add on that?
Yeah, that's not the total for every year. That price will be divided out by 4.
Yeah.
So we'll
It's
make one
not-
payment.
It's not that total each year.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's that total divided by 4
Okay.
each year.
Yeah.
We're trying to get into a cycle, so we're not buying them all at once. So we're gonna start with the high school, and then we're gonna work our way down and do a replacement cycle every 4 years.
The issue we got into with ESSER is where you got a large sum of money from the federal level at one time, and we used it to invest in computers, those age.
Yeah.
And where they're all the same age,
They go out at the same time.
You got a problem?
so you kind of have to start cycling them out.
Yes, ma'am.
On the bottom, on 5D3, we do have, it's actually 5D3A, we do have several fundraisers that you saw in the requests. I do recommend that we table Blaine's travel request for FCA. The form was not completely filled out. I'd like for them to resubmit that at the special call. And then we have ones for Lawrence County High School that I would recommend that we table as well, because those need to be completely filled out.
Okay. So the motion, as I understand it, to approve the consent agenda items except the fundraiser requests as indicated, which are tabled under the until the special call board meeting.
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Barb makes a motion. Have a second.
I'll second.
Susie seconds. Are there any questions or comments on the consent agenda? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. 5D4, review, there's no action. There's all the reports from these site-based council meetings for August and September that are in your packet. You have any questions on?
Just a couple of comments, Mr. Chairman. On 5D4B, the reconciliations, there's not one in there at this time for the east. That one has not been completed yet. It will be at the special call meeting.
Okay.
And then one reminder, later this week, September 18th, that's Thursday night, we are all scheduled to travel to Martin County High School for the regional KSBA meeting. I think 5:30 is the start time. If any of you would like to travel with me, let me know and we'll pick a place and a time to meet up. And then Harvest Gala, which FFA mentioned earlier, is coming up at the end of the month, September 25th.
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda, 5E, construction buildings and grounds projects updates. 5E1, LCHS Vocational Education Center renovation and expansion, phase 1, BG 22-146. 5E1A, approved Codell construction pay application 21 for a total of $10,583.93 for work performed on the LCHS Vocational Education Center renovation expansion phase 1, BG 22-146, which includes contractors, material suppliers, and construction managers' invoices, and includes the final certificate of submittal completion G704 for spray foam technologies.
Yes, and
That's
to my understanding, that is the last company we were waiting on.
That's one. That's for work performed each listed item on the agenda. And you can see those, by vendor. And the total is $10,583.93. Questions or comments? This is the last payment, right?
For substantial completion.
Right.
I wouldn't say it's the last payment.
No.
We're not 100% on that yet.
We're not there?
No.
Okay.
You'll know it's final when you get a substantial, what's it, a BG 5.
All right. Questions or comments? Have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Susie makes a motion, have a second.
Second.
Garnet seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 5E1B, approve the following change orders for LCHS Vocational Education Center renovation and expansion, Phase 1, BG 22-146, CO number 010301. Atlas is $131.91, and change order 020201, Lee, $27,666.85. Change order 020402, Clay, negative. Oh, these are negative numbers.
Yeah, we're getting this money
All
back.
these are negative, we're getting money back. $3,084.50. And change order 12-2-02-01, Gray Bar for $240.04 in return. Negative. To return to the unused purchase order balance back to the owners, and then sheet per KDE guidelines. Any comments?
So,
And you're getting money back.
I know,
Okay.
does this go back into like the construction part?
It goes back into this project, so whatever,
That we may need else over there, we can.
for like phase 2.
Yeah, that's money we can
add it
use
to
for,
that.
for high school project
It's not
later.
just designated for some, okay, so just whatever. Okay.
I need a motion.
I make a motion.
Madeline makes a motion, have a second.
I'll say,
Go ahead.
I'll second.
Barb? Barb seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. First time in a long time we've got money back.
It's a nice thing to say.
Yeah, 5E2, Louisa Middle School Replacement Project, BG 24-113. 5E2A is approved Codell Construction Pay Application 12 for a total of $15,462.06 for work performed on the Louisa Middle School roof replacement, BG 24-113, which includes contractors, material suppliers, and construction managers' invoices. And again, you can see the vendors and the amounts for a total of $15,462.06. And this is a scheduled payment. Any questions? Have a motion?
I'll make motion.
Garnet makes a motion, have a second.
I'll second.
Susie seconds. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. 5E2B, approve the change order, number 1-3. Collinsworth?
Cal Cruz.
Okay.
That's what we call it.
For Louisa Middle School roof replacement, BG 24-113 issued for the roofing and sheet metal for a credit in the amount of $3,368.34 for a roof drain. Mr. Briggs?
So that was another, you're getting some more money back on that project as well. When we initially bid this out, we thought those roof drains were not usable. Come to find out, they're fine, and they did need to be replaced, so that's the credit back for those.
Okay. Have a motion.
Make a motion.
Garnet Barton makes a motion, have a second.
I'll second.
Madeline seconds. All in favor? Aye. All opposed, motion carries. 5E3, buildings and grounds maintenance upgrades. 5E3A, approve an invoice for Ross Tyrant Architects for professional services, property acquisition, or TA 25030, August 1 to August 31, 2025, invoice number 25030-01, for a total of $2,540. And this is for work performed on the school.
No, Mr. Burns, if you'd like to explain.
This is for the work that we're doing on the purchase of the property.
This is for
The
purchase of the community center.
Okay, all right,
They're doing the groundwork on what the building can do, like size-wise, what it can hold.
okay.
The steps we have to go through with KDE.
Yeah.
These,
One of those.
this is the invoice for their work to help us on those steps,
Okay.
or those processes.
Their pieces, yep.
Any questions or comments? Have a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Susie makes a motion, have a second.
Second.
Barb seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Other actions, 5F, approved to select a board member, representative to serve, board members to serve on the District Improvement Plan Committee. I think you did that last time, right?
I didn't, I don't think, I think
Who did?
Susie did it.
I think Susie did it.
Susie?
did it.
I'll do it as long as somebody else wants to.
I would if I was close to him, it was just too far out. Susie, I nominate Susie.
Susie, you
Yep.
do it?
I will do it.
All right. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Barb makes a motion, have a second.
I'll second.
Madeline seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. 5G, approve the recommendation of the superintendent appointment of the members of the District Improvement Plan Committee. Ms. Brady?
So you have, our specified items that we have to go through, in front of you. You should have a copy of those. One of them is the signature of Ms. Webb that just says that we will follow all of the CSIP in the dates that they're presented. So as we hit those different standards that we have to do to complete the CDIP, those dates are in there, as each principal had to do one for their CSIP. The other thing that you will see in there is just the outline of our facilities and what we have, how many schools we have, and that just follows through the CSIP plan and how the plan is laid out throughout the year. And then CDIP meetings will start as soon as we get testing data in, which will be right now after October.
They're thinking mid-October, that's the latest update we've gotten.
October 23rd will be our quality control day, and then it will be publicly released the middle of November.
Oh, that's later.
Yes, it'll be embargoed until the middle of November, it says, as of right now.
So it has backed up even further.
Yes.
Also, Mr. Chairman and members of the board, you will see this spreadsheet that says the District Planning Committee. That is on your agenda for 5G for approval. This is actually last year's list.
I was gonna say Jennifer Dillon.
This is for your review, and we will bring it updated. We try to keep members the same each year, but we have had a couple of people that have moved into other roles, and they can no longer represent the schools they're listed for.
Okay.
So we will bring you that updated list, so I would recommend to you on 5G that be tabled.
Okay. We will table 5G.
I'll make that motion that we table 5G.
Susie makes a motion, have a second.
Second.
Barnett seconds.
Do you have any other questions for me?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Ms. Brady.
All opposed, motion carries. 5H, discuss and approve 2025-2026 Phase 1 of the Comprehensive District Improvement Plan.
It's just, like Ms. Brady's saying, it's just basically saying, we understand the steps we have to do and the timelines for each step, and we will adhere to that plan.
And it's in here.
Yep, that, it says, Phase 1, continuous improvement diagnostic for districts. And then if you open it up, it lays it out, Phase 1, August, September through October 1st. Phase 2 is October 1st and through November 1st. Phase 3, November 1st through January 1st, and then Phase 4 and the pieces of that, which goes from January 1st through the following December 31st.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Madeline makes a motion, we have a second.
I'll second.
Barb seconds. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. I approve the information provided within the KETS fiscal year 2025 technology activity report, and the submissions to KDE. Mr. Burns?
And this is just a yearly report that you're basically looking at last year's activity that went on in the technology budget, and you're approving that for our submission to KDE. Nothing really sticking out here, it's all normal things.
Okay. Questions? A motion?
I'll make the motion.
Barb makes a motion, have a second.
I'll second.
Susie seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 5J, approved use of KDE indirect cost rates for fiscal year 2025, 2026. Ms. Webb?
Again, just an annual thing we have to do that allows us to use direct costs on our budget. Peters, anything you want to add?
Now, these are just your indirect costs that come from KDE based on what we've had. We usually charge indirect costs on food service. So these would be the utilities, the custodial service, the water, the telephone, the trash. And these are the rates, they usually typically do the non-restricted rate. So that would be the rate that we charge food service for, to do those things, to take those through general fund. And the rate increased from 24-25 from 16.78 non-restricted to 17.60 on 25-26 for non-restricted. And then we're able to charge other grants on the restricted rate at 1.20. But we don't typically do that. We typically only do food service.
So this allows us to recoup some of the money from grants and from food service funds for use in our general fund.
Okay. Questions? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Barb makes a motion, have a second.
I'll second.
Madeline seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 5K, approved to advertise for bids for snow removal. E,
I know, when I saw this on the agenda, I was like, really?
on school property.
Yeah, but-
And it's right around the corner, I guess.
I'm just not gonna say a word this year.
No.
I stuck my foot in my mouth last year.
I'm sorry?
Better hurry and get it done. Like the snow in there.
Is there a motion?
I'll make motion.
Gardner makes a motion, have a second.
I'll second.
Susie seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 5L, approve the shortened school day week waiver request for a special needs student. This is just standard procedure, right?
Standard procedure. Ms. Coleman, anything you wanna add on this?
Yeah, this is one we do every year. We just have to renew it every year, so.
I make a motion.
Madeline makes a motion, have a second. Garnet?
Garnet second.
Garnet seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 5M, approve on the recommendation of superintendent appointment of updated members to the district wellness committee. And I believe that is in your packet as well.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, you will see in there for 25-26 a list of committee members for the district wellness committee. It is a required committee from KDE. You You see our food service director there, Ms. Kyla Farley. You will also see a mix of food service personnel, various administrators across the district. Since it also deals with wellness, you will also see physical education teachers there and nurses, as well as members from the Lawrence County Extension Office. I think this is a good cross-sampling of people that work with students in health and wellness across the district.
Okay. Questions? Have a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Laura makes a motion, have a second.
I'll second.
Susie seconds. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next item is new business. Do we have any? None? The next item is personnel. 6A, approve abolishment, creation, and/or changes regarding positions.
That is the purple handout in your packet. You will see some hires.
No. That's like,
Do we have any of those? Oh,
Okay, hang on, no,
This-
sorry about that, Betty, I grabbed the wrong one.
Okay.
So sorry. So the first purple handout is to approve abolishment, creation, and or changes regarding positions. I'm sorry. Are there any?
There's
Okay.
none.
So
We're good there.
we're good. Have a motion.
There's nothing.
There's nothing there. 6B is superintendent's professional growth and evaluation.
Mr. Chairman, each month of the school year, I give an update to you as board members of different standards that I'm evaluating on as a superintendent. This is the first presentation I've done this year, and it is around Standard 3, cultural leadership. In your board packet, there is a copy of the presentation as well. So Standard 3, cultural leadership. On your handout, second page, just a very basic outline of what cultural leadership means in the superintendent's role. It's understanding and acting on the important idea that school culture is what leads to exemplary performance for schools and for students. As a superintendent, cultural leadership also means working to understand the people that are in your district and your community. Things like the history, the traditions, and moving forward to support and achieve district goals. Also, an expectation around cultural leadership as a superintendent is you must be able to constantly improve the school culture. It is not stagnant. If you're just letting it stay stagnant, it won't stay there. It will go backwards. Aligning the work of adults with the district's goals of improving student learning. And infusing the work that goes on in a school district with passion, meaning, and purpose. What you'll see in the rest of the handout are evidence pieces that I've included around the idea of cultural leadership and these indicators that you see. The first example or artifact was our 25-26 administrator retreat. We spend 3 days together as principals and central office administrators planning out our work for the year, reviewing key components, making sure that we're aligned on our steps so that even though each school is unique, the main things that go on at Blaine are the same main things that go on at Fallsburg, or the same main things that go on at Lawrence County High School or Louisa West. Some photo examples from our administrator retreat. Another artifact example was from July and August, and I mentioned them earlier tonight, and that was the rounding interviews. Last summer, when I came in as a first-year superintendent, I spent quite a bit of time in one-on-one interviews with people all across the district, you all included, asking about what was going well, what needed to be improved, how I could provide supports. This is a modified version of those first-year interviews. And I focused this year on our principals at all 6 schools. Spent time with them one-on-one, asking them what's gone well for you and your school, what's not going well for you and your school, what's something you think you need to tell me that would help us all, and how can my office better support you? Part of my philosophy is that the focus of central office is a support system for our schools. A practice I started last year that I've continued this year are the birthday calls and texts.
Can I just tell you a quick story?
Absolutely.
And you need to keep them, but this newly hired teacher got a call, and on her phone, Katie Webb's number came up. She said, she was like, "Oh my gosh, what have I done?" But she definitely appreciated the call. So.
Thank you for sharing that with me. And I'd like to take credit that it's a unique idea to me. It was something I heard other superintendents talking about, and I was like, yeah, I'm still in that idea. And a lot of times I send texts, but sometimes I mix it up and I'll do some as phone calls. And it's funny when they answer the phone, they go, "Hello?"
Right.
But it's something I've greatly enjoyed. Of course, the Kentucky Association of School Administrators Summer Conference this last July. You may see the picture we took with the keynote speaker there in the top right-hand corner. Well, yeah, I know. We don't know him. But it's a time to get together as an administrative group and learn from other districts. Of course, the Ready Fest events that went on across the district in July and early August. Each of our schools has some sort of event to go back to school. Hang on a minute. I stuck a slide in there from last year, didn't mean to. Skipping on over to Lunch and Learn. Traditionally, we have done the opening day breakfast. This year, we mixed it up, and it is actually a Lunch and Learn now. So if you flip on over to the Lunch and Learn page, this was very well received by our staff. We incorporated it as part of our Lawrence County Professional Learning Conference. Miss Brady had gotten feedback from staff that they wanted to make it a lunch versus a breakfast. And we used that as a time to get together. I shared the vision and goals for the year and for years to come in the district. And they ate and we talked about those goals. Also very interesting, our Family Resource Center did door prizes, and we had the wheel where every employee's name was on this wheel, and we spun it. And I did a superintendent swap. We put every employee on the wheel, spun it, and Miss Davis from Fallsburg was the winner. That means whatever day she wants me to this year, she will let me know, and she will take one of my non-contract days, and I will go teach middle school English. I'm just thankful it wasn't a nurse or a bus driver, and that's all I know to say.
Me too.
Don't you trust me, Jim?
You'd have to trade
No,
with Rick
no.
Blackburn, let him drive that bus.
Not a little bus.
And I actually included a very quick video here from the Lunch and Learn. Just some clips from the day. Thank you to Ms. Gauze for putting this together.
That's you, Betty. Another thing I wanted to point out that you may have seen in that presentation was the years of service. We had our employees that served 30 years or more come up and receive their pins up front, and we actually put their pins on them. And we did years of service pins, just like the ones that you all got, for increments of, I think we did 5, 10, 20, 30. Had to buy a few that were 40 and even a 50 as well. Various open house events across the district that went on in August. Meet the teacher nights. As I mentioned earlier, I've tried to be very intentional with my calendar to get out into our schools each morning that I can and just simply do a walk through the hallways, and I go into a classroom or two. I think visibility is a big key. What you see there is actually from our middle school. They're doing what's called a power hour, where they explore different pathways that are available here at the high school, and they're exploring it on the middle school level. You can see students right here, they're working through a veterinary science lab, and then our students over here are actually learning how to patch drywall, which led to hanging a shelf. If you ever have the opportunity to get down there to watch that, that's very interesting. And of course, the extracurricular events across the district. Community events, you can see our Rotary auction here. Our students also volunteer to work Rotary auction. The benefits fair, Miss Prince, Miss Howell, and Miss Sherry Runyon kind of spearheaded that work along with partners from the community. That took place last week during September Fest. Our employees could go to the cafeteria at the East, check out different benefit tables that were available to them. They could even get their cholesterol checked and then go down into town and get a corn dog. Thinking ahead on things related to Standard 3 that are next steps. And I've put into my calendar to try to complete all of these prior to fall break. I am going to get back to doing the morning bus route riding. I have one scheduled for September 24th. Rick is supposed to let me know which bus.
You're not driving?
I'm not driving. I will be riding. Check-in calls on all of our new employees, just to see how it is going with them and how we can better support them. And then also schedule our advisory council meetings. We have identified people for certified, classified advisory councils. So get those on the schedule and get them rolling. Do you all have any questions of me?
Looks like you've got a lot of activity going on.
It's been a little busy.
Okay. right, next item on the agenda is to approve the receipt of the superintendent's personnel action. That is the purple paper.
Now I'm on the correct one.
Okay.
This shows our hires in the past month since our last board meeting. We also had one person that changed position. Miss Emily Martin went from a teacher at the middle school to the middle school media specialist. And we also had a resignation at the middle school of our media specialist prior to that, which is what created that vacancy.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Susie makes a motion, have a second.
A second.
Madeline seconds. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Before we adjourn, our next regular meeting is on Monday, October 20. Regular meeting now
Regular meeting.
is on October 20 at 6 p.m. at Fallsburg.
Ooh, yes.
They will be representing the first school showcase. Also a special called meeting to be held at the high school, and that was on Tuesday
Right, Tuesday, the 23rd of September.
at 6 p.m. to discuss and approve the working budget for the school year. Ms. Webb, do you have any other comments?
Just for anybody who, well, she's actually okay for that. It's okay, ours is still on. For anybody that may be watching, a reminder that fall break is the last week of September, and that is the week September becomes October. So we do have this week and all of next week.
Okay. Thanks for everybody attending. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Of course.
Garner makes a motion, have a second.
A second.
Madeline seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries and we are adjourned.